Welcome back, y'all. It's episode 2 of Black Women in Business, The Dirty Truth. If you missed our introduction, if you missed episode 1, you need to go back and catch that so you know what you're in for, and then jump into episode 1 because it was life giving and all the things. So check that out. Drop stuff in the comments. We will get back to them because since you didn't catch us when it was live, that's okay. And then come watch episode 2 or hang around because we live and talk to us and then go back. But anyway, y'all, if you can't tell by the title of the topic, we're about to get into something that is very popular. It gets talked about all the time and is like the black sheep of the family because it's got a bad rap, and we're tackling this. All three of us are in this industry. All three of us are linked. Our cabooses are linked to the same company. We're tackling it on the end of some mess, and we want to talk about it because I'm gonna speak for me, but I know these two ladies echo the same sentiments. This type of business is the bomb for your business model. Yes, you can age me because I said bomb, but it's everything. There are so many things that we're going to tell you why you need to be a part of it during this week's episode. But y'all, do not count this out. So if you don't follow any of us, you don't know. We are part of, and it goes by many, many names. We are part of network marketing, direct selling, social selling, MLM, whatever makes you feel comfortable. That's what we're talking about. And I know some of y'all just went, "Oh God, don't turn off." We need you to hear this. Because if you've had somebody in your inbox, maybe you're sitting on the fence right now about joining one. We want to talk about the nitty-gritty. We got the info, right? We're connected. Most of us have been working this for a really long time, and we're about to get down to the dirty, give you the truth, and then make a decision. Because I'm telling you, if you really take heed to this and listen and have an open mind, you'll understand why this is the best business model shaken. So, network marketing, what it is and what it ain't.
All right, so jumping right in, I decided to do Young Living, of course, but network marketing just because I like to meet people. You go out, you talk to people. And then when I saw that income disclosure statement, I was like, "Oh, where do I see myself in a few years?" And for me, it was just like, "Okay, I got one. I'm shooting for it. I'm gonna go." But like the myth around this whole industry is, oh, it's a pyramid scheme. You're not gonna make it there. And then me being a new entrepreneur, I'm like, oh well, look, this is what I have. This is what I'm presenting to you. Come and get it if you want it. Dispelling those myths is type of hard for me. So I mean, people out there, let me know in the comments if you have tried an MLM or I don't know, just dabbed your toe into it a little bit and just said it wasn't for you. Just let me know why wasn't it for you? Was it because I mean maybe you heard of the pyramid scheme thing, or was it just because you felt like it was a lot of work for because you thought that you was gonna get rich overnight? Because I had that thought too, and now I'm 4 or 5 years in, and I'm like, "Ooh, this is a lot more work than I expected."
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So I do think that those are two huge spaces that people get confused. And first and foremost, I would say one of the myths that I want to dispel is this is a business. Okay. So any business, don't care if it's brick and mortar, online, you started it, your mama started it, your granddaddy started it, Gary Young started it. I don't care who started it. It's still a business. Okay. And are there stories of people that clicked their heels 5 times, became the highest in their rank, and spun around and everybody else wanted what they had? Sure. But they're rare, right? They're rare. And I honestly think that those stories do us a disservice more than a service. Okay. Like, kudos to you. I'm so proud of you. I'm so glad that you had that experience. But what I found, even in those people that do that, a lot of times they get burnt out or they flip to something else real quick, right? Because they're used to having that success flow that they feel entitled, and it's not genuine and it's not authentic and it's not sustainable. Okay. So I want to address that first and foremost, because I really, 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 really think that there's the flashy cars and there's all of this ideology behind, hey, you can do this really fast. But just like any other traditional business, it's going to take some time. You might fail. You might even lose a lot of money. Okay. But what I guarantee to you, though, is the risk to gain is a lot lower than your traditional business. And that doesn't mean that it's not hard work. That doesn't mean that it's everybody else is going to do the work for you. All it means is that it's a smaller risk to your gain. And what I mean by that is I think about, like, even in so for those that didn't hear our intro, I have had a traditional business as well. And unfortunately, in that traditional business, I struggled just to stay afloat, even though I was bringing in a large cash flow. And it's because of the overhead. And it's because in any type of business, you have to output in order to gain. And so for me, that's one thing that I'm like, I wish more people, even if they are like, I want to dabble my toe or maybe let me try. I wish more people realize that you ain't going to get rich overnight. And if you do, it's not going to be sustainable.
Yes. Yeah.
And I regret thinking that way, because like all the systems now that I know now, I should have taken the time to learn before just trying to just jump right in. Okay, I'm gonna make this much money and I'm gonna do all of this, and not even realizing what type of work it takes, because I don't know anything about owning a business.
But see, I think
that to be a business owner.
That's the mindset, though. That's where it can become dangerous. Like, this is one of the pitfalls. Is the bad thing is not that you were like, you saw the income, closure statement. I said all that wrong, but you saw that, and you was like, for us, we're with Young Living, so you see Royal Crown Diamond, and you're like, yo, 6 figures a month? Like, what? It's not that you dared to have a goal that big. It's that you didn't think that it was going to come with the work that's required to have that goal that big. You were doing the work because you were hearing words like, you can work in pockets of time. That pockets of time, like, I know I have a marketing degree, and I know it's all about the psychological stuff, and our brains get excited when we're like, oh, so I can work for 5 minutes on my phone, and all of a sudden I'm making $30,000 a month. Sign me up. And then you're working 5 minutes and your brain never switches off and you're stressed out and you ain't made $1. You're like, yeah, excuse me. But, like both of you have said, it is a business. It requires work. You can have those massive goals, but you have to put in the work. You have to show up. You have to network. You have to treat it just like that brick and mortar business that you put up and closed down because it required a lot of things. I didn't come into network marketing or to Young Living with like a bad taste, a distaste. My mom did Mary Kay way back in the 90s, and I remember her doing it, and she had all the parties, and we used to play with the makeup in the little tray. I didn't have a bad experience. I knew what it meant to be able to do it, and I've always known what kind of mom I wanted to be. And if you saw our intro video, then I had a horrible experience with the job that I was working. I too tried Mary Kay, but if you don't like makeup or care for skincare, it's a little hard to sell a product that you just don't, at the time wasn't using and didn't care about. It's hard to do that. But what I did know was that I wanted to be able to show up to the basketball games, the parties. I didn't want to be absent and sending somebody else to do the things. I didn't want to have to beg somebody to give me leave. And I knew that this model could give me that. But again, when I met the lady, she was standing at my register before I switched positions. And she was like, yeah, you can do this. And she made it sound so easy. And she drove the pink Cadillac. And by the way, now the little pink Cadillac is actually a really pretty pink. It used to be cutting up. But she drove the pretty car, and she had the big house out in the country in South Carolina. I think she lives in Hollywood. And it was everything. But like Andriana said, like Dayna has mentioned, it was never like, but this is what you're going to have to do to get there. You have to have all of this. Not everyone is not equal. Like they're all very different. And I think when I dug deep into Young Livings, I love the fact, and yes, I'm going to love on Young Living, and it just is what it is. But I love that the requirement to keep like the percentage off wasn't this astronomical number. It didn't require a certain amount of sales. And I think that is one of the things that you have to look for when you're deciding to join one. I know it can be easy to say, I love this product and I'm sharing about it, so I'm going to join it. Really look into it. Like Dayna said, the same way you would go and handpick your building, and you would pick it because it's got great parking or it has all the amenities you need or whatever. Really look over those comp plans. Really look into what it's going to require for you to hit those goals, to live out your dreams. Because we make the mistake of joining and then we find out what it takes and it's not for you. And then you quit, and you've talked about it for a month, and you got all this on one page, and then tomorrow you're selling something else. And then all your people are like, here you go. And we're perpetuating that cycle of MLMs are not good. You just go from one to the other and so on and so forth. And that's not the industry's fault. It's the people that are doing that's fault. And I know that y'all have been waiting for me to say that, because there is a lot going on in the world of social selling, network marketing right now, with companies springing up all over the place and people are jumping on the trains. And I know that we all have some stories about it, and it's the negative part. But I want to start just by saying, don't blame the entire industry for it, because it's not the industry. It's the people. It's the people choosing to do it.
I love what you said, Tameka, because I do think that's so important. Just like if you went to a doctor, right? And the doctor wasn't very good, right? And was not listening to you and prescribed you stuff that you didn't really need. You're not going to say, well, forget medicine. It's no good. Throw it out the window. Let's never go to the doctor. Never go to the medical examiners again. No, you're going to be like, that doctor didn't do that right? Mm-hmm. It's not the industry. It's the people that are promoting in the wrong way. Mm-hmm. One thing I do want to talk about a lot too, and granted, we're talking like baseline, but I want to more specifically even just talk about our company. Like, something that I notice people get a little weird about: just because you buy my oil doesn't mean you now have to sell my oil. Okay. That is a myth that I want people to understand. Just like any other traditional business, I'm actually more sustainable by having loyal customers that continue to shop with me than I do to have people that want to build a business with me. Okay. You will never, ever, ever, ever hear me say, would you like to build a business? Because that's not what I need, right? What I need is people that are wanting to make health changes, wanting to live a toxic-free lifestyle, and want to use better products in their home, right? Yeah. I can have a sustainable business if I just had a bunch of customers doing that, right? Yeah. So I feel like sometimes people hesitate because they're like, oh my goodness, if I buy this lipstick, now I'm stuck and they're going to make me do a party, and now I have to do all of these extra things that all I wanted was the lipstick. I go to the store and get the lipstick, right? So I want you guys to understand, right? In a good traditional business, you do not have to sell it just because you bought it, okay? Yeah. That is not what everybody is looking for. Most of us just want to have sustainable business, sustainable customers.
But Dayna makes a good point, though. One of the big things that makes this amazing is that you go to Target. I like Target. You go to Target, you pick something up, or I was in Mexico during the summer for our anniversary and we ate at this amazing steak restaurant. And I took all the videos and I shared it with y'all. If any of y'all went and stayed at Costa Mujeres, I didn't get paid for that. But I was willing to tell you how amazing it was because it fed my soul. Like that food was amazing. And taking the time out away, just my husband and I, and my brother-in-law, my sister-in-law, and we hung out and we had a good time. It was everything. So I'm telling you that I'm not getting paid for it. And you went and had a good time. But that's what this is. So every time you see myself post about an oil, or you see Dayna, or you see Andriana, it's no different. It's no different than that. And I think that service part of it positively is what brought me to the industry, is that I love people in doses. Like I have to go away and on people, but I do love people because I genuinely believe that we need that connection, and we all have experiences, positive and negative, that are our passions that we can help you with our small businesses, but they're legitimate businesses, right? If you're on Instagram right now, putting up an affiliate link, you're network marketing. They're cutting out the middleman. We have lost Andriana. I don't know where she's going, y'all. She'll be back. They're cutting out the middleman. So whereas I know lots of what we call influencers that are making $10,000 on one project, and you're like, oh, that's astronomical. But you got to understand that most businesses have $1 million advertising budgets.
Yeah.
Millions of dollars. So they're saving money by giving you 10 grand.
Right. And what I will say is, if you haven't paid attention, that's the way the industries are going and marketing is going anyways.
Yeah.
So the reality is, this is the best business model because you can, it's affiliate marketing on steroids, right? Yes. Because you can really, really benefit by, as long as you, and this is what I will say, is make sure it's something you love, something that aligns with your brand, who you are, all of those things. But grab a hold of it. Like, it's amazing if you do so. I would love, though, with that, though, let's chat a little bit about some of the culture that we would like either to see more of or see less of, and some of the practices that people do. The reason I want to talk a little bit about this one is because, as Tameka had kind of alluded to, and I'm very transparent, so I'm going to just put it out there. Our company in general has gone through a lot of transition lately, okay? But please raise your hands, hearts in the comments, whatever you got, if you know any business over the last 2 to 3 years that has not, okay? Name me one that hasn't, because most of them either closed down or they had tons of turnover, right? Mm-hmm. They had tons of turnover, and that's across the board. I don't care if it was, oh my goodness, I can't think, Amazon. Y'all be shopping at Amazon, right? That had some crazy turnover, right?
Target did too. They had their worst quarter.
Right? So what I want you to think about is, sometimes we put a standard on this industry because it's smaller, right? Whereas this is the trends that we see, except we actually aren't being as affected as much as some of these other big places. But what I will say is, some practices that I would love to see go away is, one, hustle culture. I am so tired of the hustle mentality. Every day we hustling. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Because at what point then do you stop? Right? And so I would love to see less of that. And then the other thing, I'll just pinpoint them. Y'all can elaborate on these as I call them out. but also stop sliding in people's DMs. Stop the posts that join my this or that or the other. Get skinny in 5 minutes if you comment below. Like, stop it. Like, those are red flags right there where nobody wants it, right? They're like, absolutely not. Like, probably no. Get my happy juice if you comment below. Like, really? Like, yes, you're going to get some traction, but I promise you it's not the people you want. It's not, you haven't educated them. You haven't done the work to get them into your business and get them buying your products. Okay. So I really, really would love to see less of that.
7 o'clock.
And then the last one I want to talk about is the poaching. Okay. Poaching. I love you with all of my heart. And I am the number one person that will cheer you on wherever you go. I don't care what business you're in, because I still believe in this business model, right? So if you're still in this business model or whatever business you go to, I love you. I support you. I will cheer you on. When you hit them ranks or wherever you want, I will be the first one in line. But get out of our DMs, okay? Please. I love you. I'm happy where I am. I love what I'm doing right now. If at any point what you have is something I want, I will reach out to you. Let's stay friends. Let's stay connected. But the coaching is it's a little crazy. Okay, it's crazy.
What I would like to see less of is, if I'm joining with you or partnering with you, don't tell me, oh, well, you don't have to do anything. This sells itself. But then I neglect this over here. Like, okay, they said I just had to do this, and I'm gonna get this many people. Well, nothing happened this month, and then I'm 5 months later, and nothing happened because you said he, she, and them didn't have to buy anything every month, or just that's how it was presented to me. And I was like, well, I feel cheated now. I feel slighted because you didn't present it like you said it was supposed to work. And then another thing, like if I'm selling oils and you over here selling candles, oh, well, you can just mix this up and it'll be the same thing because it's all fragrance. It's all smell good. No, stop comparing. Don't tell me what I got is the same as what you have, because no, I tell you that it's not. Just take my word for it. I know what I got. Like, you should know what you have. No, stop telling me that. No, it's not the same. It's not.
I'm taking notes because I was talking and I was writing down. Okay. So one thing I would like to see go, and this piggies off of Dayna and Andriana, like Dayna said, we'll call it out because I know it's some people here on here watching who follow us that have probably been thinking about joining Young Living, and we'll welcome you, we'll love you, and you're probably like, nope, because the drama over there is real. I hear you. It has been rough. We have, all three of us have felt it, and it's been awful. And what I want to stop with Young Living, if you're listening, you feel triggered, and then I am talking to you, but across the whole entire industry of network marketing, social selling, stop burning bridges on your way out. Just leave. Like Dayna said, yes, I've seen some people go that I was like, oh my gosh, like, I'm gonna miss her. But I didn't click, and you can call it petty Betty all you want, but I was protecting my peace. Click that unfollow and unfriend the moment that you have comments and now you're making posts and doing all the things about how this did this to your life. But in truth, baby girl, it was you. Like Dayna said, you created a hustle and not a sustainable business. And that's not on anybody up top. That's not the company's fault. That is on you. And I'm sorry that it went that way, but do not set the world on fire because you want to go. I understand that. I hustled. I hustled, and it is why I am now doing my business the way I do my business. Is why I talk about self-care, because I was brought in and I listened to a ton of different leaders and tried to mash them into who Tameka wanted to be, and it made me hustle. It made me say, when I put the kids down, I'm going to work another 3 hours, and then it would be 5 o'clock in the morning. I got to get the kids up in an hour to get them to school. And then before you know it, my cortisol levels are sky high and I'm put on 30 pounds. And so I get it. But I certainly didn't jump in anybody's inbox and say, it's your fault. You didn't know it was mine, because I didn't know how to turn it all off. That's one of the things I want to see more of. Ladies, just be yourself. That's why this business is so amazing, because you get to come in and fail and cry and make money and make no money, but you get to do it beautifully as yourself. Choose yourself. Like, listen to the mentors. Dayna's an amazing mentor. I have been on a lot of things with Dayna, and there are things that I take away and leave them as they are, and there are things that I take away and tweak and make them Tameka. And that stops me from doing that whole analysis paralysis thing, because it was me. I showed up as me. That is the most beautiful thing about this. Show up as yourself. Let your business, let your mentality come through, and you will find the success in that. And those that don't want to be a part of it, let them go. But I want more of that. I want more of, across the board, just people being themselves. Your leaders, those above you who brought you in, are going to have their own style. And that's great. And if that works for you and it fits with you, then find a way to make it your own. And if it doesn't work, do not be afraid to shake up the box.
Yeah.
Shake that box.
Right.
Shake
so
it.
My question is, and I don't know if y'all want to shift gears here, but just people out there in the comments, let me know, y'all too. What type of people do you think this industry is built for? And like, what would the success look like to you if other people came in? You bringing other people in?
I think that actually segues great from where Tameka left off.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, first and foremost, you are not the company, right? Mm-hmm. You are not the company. And until you really hone that and understand that you are your brand, mm-hmm. and that this is just one other piece that fits in your brand, you will not find true success, and you will lose yourself. And when you lose yourself, and then you're not getting the results you want, which I know happened with a lot of people, they got lost in this business, the company. And then when the company didn't show up for them the way they felt they deserved, and that's neither here or there, there probably are things on that end that the company could have done and should have done that they didn't, right? But because they didn't, they felt betrayed, right? Because they had become the company, right? And so then when the company didn't show up for them, they felt betrayed. And so they were like, deuces, I'm out, right? And so I feel like the type of person, and granted, the beauty about this, the person that wants to learn, wants to grow, wants to keep going, and has a true purpose, even if the company went out of business, they could turn around and be just as successful the next day, because they have the skills and they have the tools in order to do so. And so I feel like the most successful people in this industry, young, or I shouldn't even say just young living, their business model, because if you're with another company, you are welcome here too. Your business is not you, okay? Mm-hmm. And I know this is going to hurt a few people. I love you so much. But even when you put in your name, like Dayna Young Living, Dayna Norwex, right? Like, or whatever the company is, then you're starting to lose who you are.
You are.
You're starting to lose because you're so tied to either the company, or you're so tied to a person maybe in the company, that you lose that this is your business. This is your industry. You are an independent owner of this business, right? So one of the things I love, and I'll end with this, Eric Worre says, and I grabbed onto this the first time I listened to and read Go Pro, is the first thing I want you to do is say goodbye to your upline. Thank you for introducing me. See you later, right? Because soon as you can do that, if they show up, they don't show up, you don't expect certain things from them, and you sit on your own as a business owner.
Yes. I think for me, to answer all of that, first of all of that, honey. For me, I think that this business, this industry, no matter, like Dayna said, yes, we are big, proud, young living, but you're more than welcome no matter where you're from, even from the big D. But but anybody who's willing to fail, because you're going to fail a lot. I think I always mix up when I started. I started, I think, with Young Living in 2016, 2015. And I started the business officially 2.5, maybe 3 years after that. But I failed a lot and I failed hard. But I didn't know I was failing. It was just me like, nope, didn't work. Let's do this. Now, I probably gave up on some things too quickly before because I was impatient. But if you're willing to fail and get back up and keep going, and like Dayna said, detach yourself from, like, don't even put Tameka Young Living or Tameka whatever. Like, don't even put that, because yeah, that's who supplies you. That's your pipeline, I guess you want to call it, but it's not your business. Your business is whatever you're wrapping this in. This is Dayna's giving you her, her beauty world, her hair world, her hair care. Like, there's nowhere in her book. First of all, go get it. So good. But there's nowhere in there that it's like this was, sponsored by Young Living, because it's not theirs. It's hers. And that's what she does. That's what her business is. That's what her voice is. That's what her passion is. Her side of doing marketing. She's not attached to another name. Andriana the same way with her doula. It's her passion, is her thing. Self-care. I'm not attached to anybody else. Yes, Young Living gives me the product. I have failed a lot and I keep going, and it can be really beautiful. I think that we get wrapped up in the instant successes and we get scared away. And when you fail and it hurts, you want to run away. But if you can stick with it, you can find success in this industry and with Young Living, because it's amazing.
I'll just wrap up with this. I just feel like, for me, what y'all were talking about, you're not the business. I felt like Young Living was mine, and I just had to just know everything that it was about them. And then it was burnout, and it got to the point where, dang it, I don't do this no more. This is not fun. This is not what I want to do. And I think I didn't quit Young Living like 4 or 5 times because I wanted to be Young Living, and it wasn't. I didn't see it as a tool. Just, I'm using these tools for me and my family. And now, just this year, being around Dayna a lot more, I'm learning how to like separate myself. Okay, I got this. I don't need to depend on them. Yes, give me all the products, but I can now educate on just how to use as a tool, not just because it's me, mine.
Yes, I love it, y'all. Y'all, we appreciate you hanging out with us for episode 2. All of y'all that are coming back 2 weeks in a row, we appreciate the love. We appreciate you hanging out with us in the comments. We will be back next week, episode 3, Wednesday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Central. I'm getting good, y'all. We'll see you next time.